Hello YouTube and welcome to Musicology for the People. I'm your host Allison Kaufman and today I thought we would talk about earworms. Let's clarify, I don't mean the type of wormy parasite that burrows into your ear, which I really hope does not actually exist. No, the earworm I'm talking about is a part of a tune or song that gets stuck playing in your head over and over again as if on repeat. You know, the kind of thing where you're walking around the grocery store and suddenly the background track of Tainted Love just keeps going on in your mind as you're looking for mac and cheese. I used to think it was just me, but according to research by psychologist James Calaris, about 98% of people suffer from earworms. He also found that while earworms affect both men and women equally often, they tend to last longer and are far more annoying to women. You think we English speakers are unique for having a name for this phenomena? Think again. The Germans call this an Ohrwurm, the Japanese have called it the Otabakoga, Chinese call it a Mienlingchong, and the Turkish have called it a Kulakurdu. Another interesting fact, songs with lyrics account for about 73.7% of earworms, whereas instrumental songs only make up about 7%. Daniel J Levitan, another psychologist, also did significant research on the earworm. He predictably found that people who suffer from OCD, or obsessive-compulsive disorder, have a much more high chance of developing an earworm. He also found that in a typical earworm, only a very small portion of the song is actually used. This small portion is either equal to or less than your capacity for an auditory short-term memory. This capacity usually only lasts between 15 and 30 seconds. Typically, earworms go away pretty quickly, but there have been cases of an earworm lasting years and years. For example, Jean Harris, the infamous murderess responsible for the death of Dr. Herman Tarnauer, and who also inspired several films about the event, apparently had an earworm that lasted for over 33 years. Her obsession was the song Put the Blame on Mame, which she first heard in the film Gilda. So how does one go about getting rid of an earworm? Well, if your earworm is a symptom of an already diagnosed OCD issue, then all you have to do is take your OCD medication and it usually helps that earworm go away. But what happens if you don't have OCD and you just can't get rid of Britney Spears? Scientists at the Western Washington University found that by engaging the working memory in a moderately difficult activity, you'll not only get rid of an earworm, but also prevent further earworms from occurring as often. What kind of activities are we talking about? Stuff like anagrams, Sudoku puzzles, and even reading a really engaging novel can help. You have to choose the right activity though. If a puzzle is too easy, then it's much easier for your brain to get distracted and go right back to that earworm. And likewise, if a puzzle is too hard, then your brain isn't successfully engaged. Or in other words, the Goldilocks effect. While conducting all this research, scientists have found that some of the easiest songs to get stuck in your head include Alejandro and Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, Single Ladies by Beyonce, She Loves You and I Wanna Hold Your Hand by the Beatles, SOS by Rihanna, and You Belong With Me by Tay Swift. They also found that you don't even have to listen to a song for it to suddenly appear in your head. Reading a headline about a singer can be a trigger. Well, I hope you learned something here today about the earworm. If so, be sure to like and subscribe below here on YouTube. Also, let me know in the comments if you have developed any ways of getting rid of an earworm yourself. As usual, be sure to check out the Facebook and Twitter associated with this channel, and until next week, practice your Sudoku. Musicology.